Dear students, in this video we shall see the poetic devices, theme and rhyme scheme used in the poem Lines Written in Early Spring, written by William Wordsworth. The poet has explored the theme of harmony of nature and humanity's failure to follow nature. In this poem there are 6 stanzas and all the stanzas follow the same rhyme scheme of A-B. Now let us see the poetic devices used in this poem. First let's see imagery. Imagery includes figurative and metaphorical language to improve the reader's experiences through their senses, especially the 5 senses. In the first line here, I heard 1,000 blended notes. Here the poet evokes the auditory senses of the readers, hence it is imagery. The periwinkle trailed its wreaths. Here the poet evokes the visual senses of the readers when they read this line. If you read along with the previous line, through primrose tufts in that green bower, the periwinkle trailed its wreath. So periwinkle plant actually moves through the primrose tufts, the flowers, yellow flowers that is shown here now. And this is the periwinkle plant which moves through the primrose tuft and forms a wreath. This is just for your understanding, I have brought in the pictures. So when you read these 2 lines, you imagine, you visualize these images. Hence the figure of speech here is imagery. The birds around me hopped and play. Here also the poet wants to evoke the visual senses of the readers to imagine how the birds hop and play. Hence the figure of speech is imagery. In the line, the budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air. The poet wants to evoke the visual senses of the readers. They can visualize how the twigs move in the air to catch the breezy air. Hence the figure of speech used here is imagery. In the first line again, onomatopoeia is the use of a word that phonetically imitates, resembles and suggests the sound that it describes. Here blended notes actually suggest the sound of the song that the poet feels to hear. Hence it is onomatopoeia. Contrast. Contrast means opposites and it is the opposition between 2 objects. And it is used to emphasize the difference between 2 people, places or things. So here in the lines, in the sweet mood, when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. So contrasting pleasant thoughts with the sad thoughts, hence it is contrast. In the line, but the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. So when the poet says least motion, the birds were playing with the minimal movements. But it looked like a thrill of pleasure, that is they were all excited a lot. And moreover here the contrast is made using the word but, that is an explicit contrast has been made. Hence the figure of speech used here is contrast. Enjambment, and by this time I think you all are well aware of the figure of speech enjambment. When a line runs on into the next without any stop or pause but maintaining the sense, it is called as enjambment. So here in almost all the stanzas the poet has used enjambment. In the 3rd and 4th line you can see, in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts. So continuation of 3rd line into the 4th line. In the next stanza, 2 sets of enjambment are there. To her fair works did nature link the human soul. Here also continuation. In the next set also, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. Continuation, hence enjambment. And it's my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. Enjambment. But the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. Enjambment. And the last 2 lines, have I not reason to lament what man has made of man? Enjambment. Inversion. Inversion is nothing but the inverse placement of grammatical structure of words in a sentence. That is a deviation from the conventional subject verb object word order. Here in the line, to her fair works did nature link. It can be said like nature linked her fair works to, or if you want to put it in a question order, did nature link her fair works to. So here there is inversion of the word order, hence it is inversion. In the line, the human soul that through me ran. So the human soul that ran through me. So here also there is a change in the word order, hence it is inversion. And I must think, do all I can. Here also change in the word order, and I must think all I can do. So the subject verb order change in the second part of the sentence, hence it is inversion. If this belief from heaven be sent. If this belief be sent from heaven. That could have been the normal word order, but there is an inversion made, hence it is inversion. Personification. Personification is the attribution of human characteristics to non-human things or animals. To her fair works did nature link. Here, two ways it is personification. In the word nature, N has been capitalized, just like how it is done for a human being, hence it is personification. And moreover, nature has been linked using a feminine gender here, her fair works, and for that reason also it is personification here. In the next line, the human soul that through me ran, that is, the human soul is personified here. It ran through the poet just like how a human being runs, hence it is personification. Enjoys the air it breathes. Continuation from the previous line. Every flower enjoys the air. Just like how human beings enjoy, in the same way here, the flower enjoys the air. Hence, the flower is personified. The figure of speech is personification. The birds around me hopped and played, like how human beings play. In the same way here, birds are hopping and playing. So, birds are personified here. The budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air. Here, the budding twigs are personified. They move in the air to catch the air. Hence, it is personification. If such be nature's holy plan, here also nature, N has been capitalized in the word nature, hence it is personification. Caesura. Caesura is a break in line where the reader pauses, usually through punctuation. So here in the line, through primrose tufts, comma, in that green bower. So a punctuation is used in between the sentence, hence the figure of speech used here is caesura. And I must think, do all I can. Here also there is a break in the line using the punctuation comma, hence it is caesura. Metaphor. Metaphor is the comparison of two different things. Here in the line, if such be nature's holy plan, here nature is compared to God because the plan is called as holy, which is sent from the heaven. Hence it is metaphor. Aphorism. Aphorism is a short pithy statement offering instruction, truth or opinion. What man has made of man. Here the poet wants to stress the fact that man has destroyed the coexistence of nature for their selfishness. Their greed has destroyed the ecosystem. He wants to emphasize this fact here, hence it is aphorism. Here also what man has made of man, but here the poet uses a question mark here, but this is also not to be confused with rhetorical question. Have I not reason to lament? So here also the poet wants to stress the same fact, hence the figure of speech used here is aphorism. Now let us see where the poet has used anaphora. Anaphora is the repetition of a word or expression at the beginning of successive phrases, clauses, sentences or verses. Here in the last stanza you can see in the first two lines the poet has used the same word if, hence the figure of speech used here is anaphora. Now let us quickly see the alliterated words in this poem. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or even closely connected words. So here in this line you can see that and thought are alliterated words. In this line, the human soul that through me ran, here also that and through are alliterated words. What man has made of man, man made man are the alliterated words. In the next line, through primrose tufts in that green bower, here through tuft that, all are alliterated words. The periwinkle trailed its wreaths, here the and trailed are the alliterated words. And it's my faith that every flower, here faith and flower are alliterated words. Their thoughts I cannot measure, there and thoughts are alliterated words. That there was a pleasure there, that and there are alliterated words. I hope, dear students, you all would have understood all the figure of speech. To get updates on new videos and watch all my videos, subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, do like and share with your friends. Thank you. Happy learning.